And finally tonight, the rising waters around the Maldives Islands in the Indian Ocean. Lawrence McGinney of Independent Television News reports.
As we flew over the Maldives, it was the colours that struck us most. The deep blue of the Indian Ocean, the turquoise of the lagoons, the green of the low-lying islands, fringed with beaches of white sand. That's the dream of tourists when they come to the Maldives. But they'd better hurry up, because the dream is turning into a nightmare. In less than 100 years, 80% of these islands could disappear under the rising seas. The ocean is both friend and foe to people in the Maldives. We watched as fishermen landed their catch, as they always have. And now the ocean has brought wealthy tourists who provide nearly a third of the island's income. But scientists explain to me it's a threat too because of rising sea levels.
The atmosphere has warmed up. As a result, it has translated into a thermal expansion of the sea, which means the seawater has been heated up so that it is expanding. And this cause of sea level has been measured to be 3 to 5 times higher than what it was in the last 100 years.
Not only that, melting ice caps far, far away are also driving sea levels up, and the Maldives are particularly vulnerable. Take a little stroll with me from the highest place on this island to the lowest. It's not very far, only a dozen paces or so. And that's the whole predicament of the Maldives, because the highest spot in the whole country is less than 8 feet above sea level. We flew 100 miles from Male to an island where we saw for ourselves the human consequences of that vulnerability to rising sea levels. We went to what is in effect a refugee camp for people who had to leave their own island. 4,000 have had to abandon their homes.
Salam alaikum.
Families like Ali Ahmed, his wife, and 7 children living in 3 rooms.
Only 1 toilet, 3 rooms.
Only 1 toilet?
Yeah. 3 rooms, only 1 toilet.
We took the family back to their home on Kandolidu. The government had long planned to evacuate this vulnerable island, but the families didn't want to leave their fishing businesses. These racks once would have been full of drying fish. Was this your garden? This was once Ahmed's home. Like many other islanders, he was persuaded to go by the devastation of the tsunami. He told me he didn't want to return, not because he feared another tsunami, but because rising sea levels made it unsafe. The evacuation of this island gives us a glimpse of how climate change can affect people in a once prosperous community. But the Maldives and its crowded capital Male are in the front line. It's been flooded before. That's why they built this sea wall costing £10,000 per yard. Yet it won't protect them against rising sea levels. One reason why the government is a leading voice urging the rich nations to cut greenhouse gases.
We might get inundated tomorrow, but you will the day after as well. So, I mean, we've been kind of reminding the West, or we've been reminding the industrial nations that maybe sea level rise will, the 300,000 Maldivians might be the first victims, but, soon after, some of the major countries will also face this.
What does Abdull mean? Is it like new Mali, or...? Perhaps this is the future, a brand new island reclaimed from the sea and deliberately built a metre higher than the capital. Eventually, I was told, 1 in 3 of the population could be living here.
And again, the major developments of this day: Senate Republicans